Welcome to Restore My Song, a space to be encouraged by two friends who love Jesus and see His purpose in all things, even pain. Every episode you'll hear real stories from real people who asked, "How am I going to make it through this?" and found God's redemption. Here's your hosts, Joia Hyde and Rhema Toll.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Restore My Song. And it has been a lovely April day at the date of this recording. My family got out and had to do a ton of yard work today.
Nice.
Everybody was complaining about 15 minutes in, but everyone made it to about an hour.
That's pretty good.
It's amazing what 8 people can do in an hour, actually. It's incredible when everyone's focused.
It's amazing. And it's amazing for kids to see that too.
Yep.
Talk about the value of teamwork and be like, wow, when we all join together, look at what we can accomplish.
Oh, yeah. We've had this dumpster at our house that we rented because we're getting ready to remodel a room and put some drywall in our garage in May. And I was like, I just need to there's a lot of stuff I need to get rid of from our move, from everything. And we filled it. And I was pretty impressed. It was like maybe 45 minutes to an hour most days last week. And we filled the whole thing. So also feels so good to get that out of my house.
Right?
Amazing how we all did it together. So
yeah.
That's about how exciting my world is right now, Joia. How about you?
Wait, there is something more exciting than that, Rhema. Your bangs. Okay, can we talk about how cute you are with those bangs?
Thank you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
I don't know how, because you already looked very young, but they make you look even younger. So props to the bangs.
Do a few poses. I mean, I guess I should admit to the audience that I cut them because I had shingles.
Oh, so rough.
What? How did that even happen? And they were this straight line right at my forehead. And I felt so self-conscious and so friendly. My friend Vicky, who was on last season's podcast, she goes, "Rhema just cut bangs." And I was like, "Girl, thank you. I'm going to do it."
There you go. Well, see, we talk about this all the time. The Lord is in the business of turning our bad situations into good. And He did that with your haircut. He took those shingles and He gave you a fresh new look. I love it.
I love it. Yep, I know. I've had bangs in my life before, but it really has been a while, and it's been pretty fun. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep trimming them. And
nice.
Yeah. So Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Always time for a good shout out for a haircut. I love it. It's been a minute since we've recorded an episode. We've had some technology hiccups and things of that nature that have, in life, right? Talk about shingles and things that just keep bumping our schedule. But we're going to keep on keeping on. And we're really appreciative for those of you who have stuck with us and continue to listen in and support us. We just love you all and thank you for being here. We'll continue to see what the Lord has in store for us. Today we're going to talk about not being in a hurry. And I was telling you, Rhema, the reason why this topic has been on my heart is because of my sourdough making that I got into at the start of this year.
Yep.
It is so fun. And I have been greatly successful with it. Just to update y'all on that process, like my loaves are fantastic. And here's the irony. I can't eat them, but I love to bake them for my family. So I get the biggest kick out of it because I'm like making them and it's a multi-day process and I love doing it. And then I have to wear gloves when I'm working with the flour because I switched. Maybe I should update that too. Like I was trying to make gluten-free sourdough because I have celiac disease. and it wasn't turning out. Like I was making rocks, okay? It was hard, not satisfying. I made quite a few really good gluten-free sourdough baked goods, but not the loaves. They weren't really desirable.
Yeah.
So then I get diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and I have yet another diet overhaul. And then the idea comes to mind, why don't I start using regular flour and see
Yep.
what happens? And so I did. I bought myself this big pack of gloves so I don't have to touch the flour. And anyways, long story short, I am quite the sourdough maker now. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna. Anyways,
As
it
you should.
has it has taught me how to slow down and enjoy the process of creating. And I can't rush it. I can't rush the process. And it's gotten me to thinking about how many times in our life we're just so focused on what comes next
Yep.
that we forget that there's work being done now. And when you're waiting for something to ferment, it takes time. And it's invisible work. You can't always see it happening. And that happens a lot in our lives, doesn't it? Where the Lord is working, He's refining, He's fine-tuning us.
Yep.
And it feels like nothing is happening. So we're shaking our hands at the sky saying, where are you, God? Do you see me? Are you moving this? And really, He's already working. He's already working it out.
Yep.
So why do we get in such a hurry? Why are we always so focused on what comes next instead of allowing ourselves to sit in the current moment, as uncomfortable as it may be, quiet ourselves before Him and allow Him to speak to us in the now?
Yep.
What are your thoughts,
Wow.
Rhema? Why are we in such a hurry?
You know, I think part of it is the natural progression of the different stages of our lives.
Mm,
And I'm going to get a little nerdy here, but I feel like you could look at that psychologically if you wanted to, strictly speaking, um, or even spiritually. But I feel like we have different drives at different parts of our lives, right? This drive
mm,
to figure out our place,
yeah.
to uh, instead of just knowing we're okay, we need to know who we are and then what we can do and how well we can do it.
Mm,
And I think that hurry can stem from those desires, right?
yeah.
And
Oh,
but we can keep up with that hurry even after we've figured those things out a little bit because it
yeah.
becomes such a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's competition or self drive, yeah, or wanting to just hustle to get our
Yeah. And
dreams.
maybe even more than a habit, it becomes an addiction. We're,
Ooh,
we're addicted to figuring out the next step. And I
ooh,
mean,
you're
for you
stepping on
and
my toes.
I know it, for you and I, we can relate to this, right? Like all through college and grad school, very achievement motivated. Like
Yep,
if I do this next thing, if I do this next thing, if I do this next thing. And I think back on that and think, what was I striving for? Like another title, another accolade? Like what good does that bring me?
yep,
Um, but it was this driving force, and I was always looking for more. Like I had to do more things. So I think you're
yep,
on to something with this stage of life. And maybe that's why this has been such a thing happening in my brain now, because this stage of life that I'm in, I'm trying to not be in such a hurry anymore. Like I'm okay, I'm 39. Let's say maybe half-ish time for me in my lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes you stop and reflect and say, what's this next half going to look like?
Yep.
And do we want it to be goal focused? Or do we want it to be surrendered to the only one who can actually make anything out of our lives in the first place? Because I can tell you, if that sourdough starter sat on the counter and just sat there and nobody actually came to mix it and nobody actually came to form it into anything,
Yep.
it would just be goop. Purposeless. I think too, and you can relate to this for sure, but when you are facing physical challenges, it can really force you to slow down in a way that is very uncomfortable.
Yep.
And so I've been there for a few years after my traumatic birth experience with my youngest and everything. I really had to slow down because my body was broken. So learning how to slowly start moving again. And we're results oriented, right? You want to see the process hurry up a little bit. Like, surely I'll be able to walk a mile tomorrow.
Yep.
Surely I'll be able to go further. Surely I'll be able to lift heavier weights or whatever it is you're doing. And when it doesn't happen according to your timeline, that's when the frustration and the self-doubt and all of these self-degrading thoughts sneak in.
Yep.
But it's been through that process where I've learned to surrender even that to the Lord. Say, I invite you into this healing journey with me. Because when we try to control the timelines, we're going to fall flat on our face every time.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just where my mind has been. So then I'm like digging through scripture and thinking about, okay, well, what does this mean? What does the Lord say about being in a hurry? Okay, so let's look at this. Ephesians 5:16 says, making the best use of time because the times are evil. Okay, well, we see that, right? We see the world is evil. Things are really ramping up. Rhema, you and I kind of grew up in the same denomination of church where we talked about end times a lot.
Yes.
And I'm kind of going on a different road here than I even expected this episode to go. So bear with me for a minute, okay? We talked about end times a lot. We grew up thinking about the Lord's return a lot. And I have grown up being impatient for that to happen. And so I find myself in this current season still being impatient, waiting for that to happen. Sometimes in my quiet time, I think, Lord, just come back. Just make all things new. Like, we know it's going to happen. You're a promise keeper. We know this, we know this, we know this. But then the Bible tells us to make the best use of our time.
Yep.
Because why? He's not in a hurry. And his timeline isn't our timeline. Because his desire is for no one to perish. Right? So he's patient with us. And that's a fruit of the Spirit, is to be patient. So I was reading in this little devotion that I got for this year. It's called Each New Day by Corrie ten Boom. I've been reading a lot of Corrie ten Boom this year. And this little devotion says, the wow in now. Do you know that we are living in the last days and that they are the first days of a beautiful future? What are you doing to win souls? What are you doing to make people ready for Jesus' coming again? To bring the gospel over the whole world is a fundamental part of the life of a Christian. And then she notes that Luke 19:13 says, occupy until I come. So I've been trying to switch my mentality a little bit of not being so much in a hurry for things to play out as I think they should, but instead asking the Lord to help me occupy my time in the way that He sees fit. And it'll slow you down because it puts your goals on the back burner, right?
Yep.
Or reprioritizes things pretty quickly.
Yeah, I keep actually thinking back to our episode with Lauren Humdy just a few episodes ago. And I was really struck by our conversation with her because she's walked through multiple, like, decades long illnesses. And I think if I was in her shoes, I'd be so tempted to just throw in the towel, just be done. And I think that can be quite a temptation as humans when we are facing timelines that have no clear ending in sight. And with Lauren's story, I was just refreshed by and challenged by, hey, this is part of my life. I hope God will heal me someday. But even if He doesn't, I'm going to do everything I can within my power to further His kingdom. And what a challenge. I'm also reminded of just how often nearly every character in the Bible was the weakest of the weak, and how God uses that as the fertile ground of His work. Is in our weakness, He's made strong. And I think that's a tactic of the enemy that just gets in our way and says, well, tuck away all the dreams God's given you for another day, or you're not physically able yet, or not mentally able yet, like you'll never be ready to jump in. What lies? What lies? And also that God can't use our hard days either, or even use us in our hard days. I think sometimes that can be when He speaks the most beautifully to others, is when we are speaking out of our pain of His goodness. Yeah, we just never know. We might not ever get a huge platform to speak from, or be a pastor, or I don't know, whatever you want to name it, that would be the ultimate platform you think you could share the gospel from. But I think the beautiful offering of our everyday, of whether we're in pain or suffering or processing ourselves, and we're still doing our best to show God's love. I mean, that is powerful stuff.
Yeah. And we just never know what He's going to use. So why wouldn't we willingly surrender our days to Him anyways? Whenever you're doing anything, discouragement sneaks in really fast. Or, we all battle our own things. For me, it's always been a lack of confidence. Like, I'm not a confident person. So I tend to just want to hide away, be like, oh, nobody's gonna show up or be there or listen or whatever it may be, right? Those voices sneak in all the time. But He'll give us glimpses of encouragement along the way too. And that's so sweet of Him and kind of Him to do, where it's like, oh, wow, this person just reached out and they listened to this episode from so long ago and it mattered to them. It pointed them to Jesus. Like, okay, well, let's keep going then. Let's keep going. But I did catch myself thinking about this today, and how, even when Paul was in prison, he still had all the motivation in the world. He never knew if he was going to get out. And eventually he didn't, but it didn't matter. He just kept going. In the worst of circumstances, you can just keep going. You can keep And Brittany's episode, this last episode that we released, was such a good reminder of praising him for his characteristics. So when we get caught or are stuck in a bad mindset, or we're thinking, oh, we're not accomplishing anything, let's turn that to praise and just focus on who he is. Slow down, take the time to focus on who he is.
Yes.
I guarantee you it will change your day. I guarantee you it will make you have a more productive day when you are more focused on him than you are your own ill sufferings.
Oh, that's so, so good. And maybe it all comes down to a base theology that we all need to adopt, and it's that God really does work everything out for our good according
Yeah,
to his goodness,
yeah,
not my goodness, not
yeah,
anybody else's goodness. Thank God it's actually not anyone else's standards or even my own
right.
standards.
Oh, yeah.
um, Another really interesting book along these lines I'd recommend to our audience is called Renovation of the Heart by Dallas Willard.
So good. Yes.
And in particular, I think it was chapter 8. He goes into this very beautiful, intense theological treatise of like what it means to discover the will of God and then to align with the
Mm,
will of God.
mm,
And in the end, I just thought to myself, the truth of this is that I will be aligned with God's will when I wake up every day and I'm willing to ask him what's on his heart for that day.
mm.
And to be open to being interrupted
Yeah,
by what I thought I should be doing that day or
yeah,
what I had planned for that day. Um, and to not be so stuck up in my head of like how I should plan out each of those steps, because in the end, his agenda is so different, God's agenda, than
yeah,
my agenda or how I would accomplish goals.
yeah.
And I think when we're aligned with his heart, that also means he gives us the desires of his heart, of our hearts. And when he does that, it's perfectly aligned with his will too. So there's no
Yes.
more questioning back and forth of, is this God or is this me? But if we're just so in step with him, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of that begins with worship, with thanking him for who he is, like you were just saying,
Mm-hmm.
and then repenting,
Yeah,
and laying down that day at his feet and saying, where do you want this day to go? Who do you want me
right.
to talk to? What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
And even if no big thing happens, quote unquote,
yeah,
then we can go to bed knowing like I was in God's will today because
yep.
I tried my best to listen to his heartbeat. And I think more and
Mhm.
more we just keep getting in rhythm with his
Yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah. And it's a practice thing too.
Hmm.
So let's let go of perfectionism in this. Like, it takes time to
Yeah.
learn to listen to him. It takes time to practice being quiet in our noisy world. Or our
Yeah.
no as moms of many, right, Rayma? Like, our noisy houses are hard to find quiet in.
Right.
Um so it's not gonna look perfect. But he's
Well, and here's the thing,
working.
right? Is Jesus wants us personally, like he
Yeah,
wants us in friendship,
yeah.
and that's not a business transaction. And I think
No.
hurry comes from trying to do God's work as a business run model.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
like
here's my
a
next task. I'm coming
right.
back. Okay, Jesus,
Just gonna
what's
get this
next?
done today. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then it's combined with stress and all these earthly tormenting things, right? Timelines, deadlines,
Yep.
um, uh, yeah, other people's opinions, instead of just staying focused only on him and what he's doing. So he's working. He's working in our crazy world. He's working in our crazy personal lives. He's refining us and allowing this time to pass so that we can draw closer to him.
Yep.
And we can trust that, right? He's still going to fulfill everything. Okay, do you take comfort in the fact that his disciples were walking with him and they still didn't understand everything that he was saying? I take comfort in this because
Yes.
we don't understand everything, do we?
No.
And he doesn't expect us to understand everything. That's okay. Instead of instead of staying focused on what we don't understand, we should be more concerned about what we do understand and we're not doing, like what we're not being obedient towards.
Yeah.
I get caught up in that a
You know what
lot.
just popped into my head, but it was like a near-death experience story I heard. And this man said he attended a Bible study in heaven that Paul was teaching
Mm,
about the Bible. And I was like, you know, I've always actually felt like when we go to heaven and when we someday return to this new redeemed earth, we're not going to just be like frozen, chosen, doing nothing. Like the
mm-mm.
journey just widens and continues, and we can
Yeah,
now pursue knowledge and understanding and experience like God's whole universe.
yeah,
And the geek in me just is like, yes. Right? So it's like, it's so good that we're not finished yet here,
yes,
and
yes,
that we don't know and see everything
yeah,
clearly here.
yeah. He is so faithful to give us understanding when we need it, timely understanding.
Yep.
But we are not expected to know it all, and we don't. We we just can't. And his mysteries are above our level of thinking, and his ways are higher than ours. And I
Yep.
love that, taking that even to a personal level where he knows what we need before we even ask for it,
Yep.
right? Like sometimes we don't even know what to ask for. He already knows.
Yeah.
So I've started this new thing where I do my daily quiet time out on my front porch. One, it's because the sun shines so brightly out on the front porch, and I don't have a fancy front porch or anything like that, but I just sit on my little stairs and, my neighbors walk by and it's fine. But I do it because my kids haven't caught on quite yet that I'm out there. So they give me a few minutes. I have a few moments each morning where I can just sit and be, and it's really nice. Today I'm sitting out there and this giant black crow lands in our yard, and it was so big that I was scared because it it sounded like there was an adult in my front yard. It was so large.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been thinking about the story of Elijah when he's like out in the wilderness. And that crow reminded me of this, like the Lord used that crow to bring him nourishment out in the wilderness. Like I don't, it's wild. But if you haven't read the story, I don't have it referenced right here. I'm sorry, but go back and read it because it's really cool to understand that his provisions and his timely provisions, his timely care are without constraints of our understanding. Like
Yep.
we think, okay, well, this is surely how this money's going to come in, but he has paved the roads of heaven with gold. Like we don't need to worry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
his provisions are so much greater than anything we could think of or imagine, and we can trust him in that.
Yep.
So I don't know where you are at, listeners. Like if you are fighting through a season of hardship or physical slowing down or depression or whatever you may be carrying right now, you don't have to rush through this. You can sit with him in it.
Yep.
He's waiting with open arms to just sit with you in it.
Yep.
and He has provision and care for you. Whatever that looks like. We don't know what that looks like. No one ever expected it to be a crow delivering food, right? And I have many personal stories of how He's provided for us in ways that we could have never imagined. And the world will tell us, we have to be faster at making money. We have to be faster at doing this. We have to store up for ourselves savings. We have to, if you haven't done this amount by this age, you are behind and you're going to have a terrible life. Like these are literally the things that are told to us, maybe in not such harsh words, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And we can release all that. We can set those bags of bricks down because our God is the God of the universe and He is in control. And we are His. We're here to occupy our time for Him. And if we can really learn how to walk step in step with Him, all of that stress goes away. It's the wildest thing. When all of a sudden you don't have any pressure at work anymore because you're like, okay, if it's supposed to happen, God will make it happen.
Yes. Well, and I know, dear listeners, we're definitely not saying that if you're frustrated with waiting, that's a bad thing.
No.
Because I know Joy and I have both faced that when either we've got passed up for promotions or our spouses have, or whatever it may be, or like you said, like a continuing health journey where you're like, okay, I should be better by now, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And God wants those frustrations too. And that's what it means to be in personal walk with Him, is that we can take any of our whole range of emotions and bring them to Him with no shame.
Right.
And He sits with us in our disappointment too. He doesn't even hurry us in our disappointment.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I think once in a while He'll give us a little kind of kick, like, hey, okay, that's enough. It is time to move on now.
Snap out of it.
But I would say that's His jurisdiction, or not jurisdiction, but that's his role as a good father. That's a better way to put it, not jurisdiction. That He knows when we need that little kick in the pants, and also when to just sit with us and be like, all right, baby, you got this. Hang in there. I'm with you.
Every day. So that's our encouragement to you today, is to stop being in a hurry. Whatever in your life is causing you to hurry, take some deep breaths. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to gather your thoughts. It's okay to stay in the moment, as hard as it may be. It is okay. What is right in front of you is enough.
Yep.
Enough.
You're not behind.
Nope.
You're not ahead.
Nope. And you don't have to be. You don't have to
be. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. That's all we got for tonight. But I think that we have a lot more fun stuff coming, and we're just excited to be here.
Yep.
Whatever it looks
Sounds
like.
Good.
Okay. Well, you go on with your cute bangs and go live your best life. Okay, Rhema?
You too. And I need you to send me some sourdough.
Okay. I know. Okay. I know. I'll bring you some. I'm going to see you soon. So I'll bring
over here.
You should be. I'll just close on this. Yesterday, I made my kids a cinnamon roll loaf, and the smell in my house was incredible. I will make that loaf every day just so I never have to light a candle. Like you walk in and it smells like a bakery. So good. So good.
I love it.
So yeah, if anyone has any fun sourdough inclusion recipes, let me know, because I'm getting adventurous now. So I would like to mix it up.
All right. Well, until next time, friends.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
we look forward to growing our community together. We want to continue telling the stories of where the veil between heaven and earth is so thin and we can see God at work in our lives. To help us grow this community, please do share this podcast. We're working on being on lots of platforms, but whatever platform you found us on, please give us good reviews, leave comments. You can even just add stars, give us a 5 out of 5, shameless plug. Also, if you want to contact us directly, you can find us on Instagram at RestoreMySong, or also send us an email at restoremysong@gmail.com. All right, we'll see you soon.